Good evening, Garage Gang. Your boy Avatar John back behind the wheel. And tonight, it's all throttle, no brakes. Trump just dropped a bomb. We're in a trade war with China. Besson's talking truce. And breaking tonight, the US government just seized $15 billion in Bitcoin. The headlines are wild, the tension's real, and the market's dancing on a razor's edge. But you already know why you're here. Not for the fear, for the flow. Because down in the trench, the man they call BullX is cooking. This guy, he definitely earned the name. He's been on a heater all week, sniping rotations before they even hit the scanners. Every play he touches turns into a highlight reel. And yes, we do have BullX pits on deck. We know why you're here. We're all here for the dough. So smash that like, hit that follow, and share it with your crew. Because tonight, we're not watching the markets, we're running them. The lights are hot, the charts are loaded, and the world's holding its breath. Let's rip it. The world's not balanced right now. It's wobbling on a razor's edge. Every chart looks like a heart monitor. Every headline, another jolt to the system. The IMF walks in like the grim accountant nobody wants to see and says, global debt, all-time high. Translation, the world maxed out its credit card and is pretending it's fine. Then you get Besson, sharp suit, sharper tongue. China can't be trusted with the global supply chain. You could almost hear the yuan flinch. Then Greer piles on with rare earth's power grab. That's code for the ingredients that run your phone, your car, your missiles. Yeah, someone else holds the recipe. At that point, the money printer looks like it's shaking hands with a hand grenade. And just when you think the tension can't get tighter, here comes the twist. The same crew steps back to the mic 5 minutes later, whispering tariff truce. You can't make this up. The markets don't know whether to breathe or break. The Dow finishes flat like it just meat in a cigarette. S&P and NASDAQ wobble higher, nervous energy on display. And gold, the oldest panic button on earth, punches through $4,200 like it's breaking parole. Macro right now feels like a turbo engine with the oil light flashing. Liquidity's tight, sentiment's confused, and nobody knows whether to floor it or bail out. Then the Fed's Moran strolls in, calm as a monk, whispering, 2 more rate cuts this year sound realistic. That's not a forecast. That's pouring nitro into an empty tank. It's fuel on fumes, the kind that burns fast and leaves scars. This fits perfectly as your pre-Trump segment, setting the tension before the press conference ignition. Want me to blend this directly into your Trump plus Kash Patel section so it rolls seamlessly? And just when you thought the tension couldn't get tighter, the doors swing open, cameras flash, and here they come. Trump strides out first, Kash Patel right behind him, like a heavyweight and his corner man walking into a title fight. The energy shifted instantly. Reporters leaned forward, traders froze, and you could feel every algorithm on Wall Street holding its breath. The garage had our ears glued, not for gossip, for the word. We were waiting for one phrase. Strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's the key, the trigger. Confirmation that the $15 billion in seized Bitcoin was going into America's vault, not the auction block. But he didn't say it. Not a nod, not a grin, pure silence. You could hear 1,000 crypto traders groan through the Wi-Fi. Then Kash steps forward, calm, sharp, precise. He drops numbers like he's throwing jabs. 23,000 violent offenders off the street. 6,000 illegal guns seized. 4 top 10 fugitives caught. The Bureau's finally back on offense. It wasn't a speech. It was a spreadsheet with a heartbeat. Then Trump takes the mic. No warm-up, no preamble. Just leans in, voice steady, eyes locked on the cameras, and drops it. We are in a trade war. 5 words, detonation. And I'm gonna be honest, Garage Gang, I said it out loud. You son of a bitch, couldn't you sugarcoat it just a little? One wink, one potential, anything. But nope, straight to the jugular. That's Trump. Doesn't predict volatility, he creates it. And the moment those words hit the air, every chart on the planet convulsed. Gold popped, Bitcoin spiked, the Dow tripped over itself. That wasn't a statement, that was a shockwave. Kash just stood there, arms crossed, looking like the FBI just served a subpoena to the global economy. No panic, no grin, just that yeah, we said it face. And just like that, we closed every open position. Every screen in the garage went dark, except for one. The heartbeat of the market still pulsing red. Sometimes survival is the trade. That's not fear, that's discipline. That's why we call it the garage, because when the world blows up outside, we shut the doors, turn up the lights, and get to work. That's right. I never told you what happened with that $15 billion. You remember the headline that hit this morning? US government seizes $15 billion in Bitcoin. Yeah, that wasn't rumor mill noise. That was real. Here's what went down. This wasn't some hacker's cold wallet or a cartel wallet lost in cyberspace. This came from a global pig butchering scam, an empire of fake investment pitches, romance fraud, and laundered billions stretched across shell companies and exchanges. The DOJ followed the chain wallet by wallet until they yanked 127,271 BTC out of the network, like ripping a cable from a server rack. And here's the twist nobody saw coming. They didn't dump it. They locked it. The whole stack's being folded into the strategic Bitcoin reserve, the vault Trump signed off on months back. That means those coins aren't hitting exchanges. They're sitting in cold storage under federal custody, added to the same pile that now makes the United States one of the largest Bitcoin holders on Earth. No auction, no sell-off, just accumulation. The government that once called crypto shadow money is now literally stacking it. You can't write irony that good. So while traders were arguing on X about the next breakout candle, the state was quietly front-running all of them, turning confiscation into consolidation and fear into policy. That's the new world order. Garage gang, money, power, and code all playing for keeps. And while that story was still hot, the machines kept building. BlackRock, Nvidia, and Microsoft just inked a $40 billion pact, the kind that doesn't make the front page because it is the front page. They're constructing a data center empire, a digital fortress powered by silicon and sovereign capital. That's the AI firewall, a border made of compute. Every new GPU welded into those racks pulls liquidity like gravity. Funds don't chase commodities anymore. They chase computation. Projects like Render, Akash, and BitTensor aren't memes. They're infrastructure. They're the fueling stations of the new intelligence economy. Atlas calls it the power shift. Energy becomes yield, data becomes currency, and compute becomes collateral. That's where the next trillion hides. Not in oil fields, but in server farms. So while Washington seizes Bitcoin and calls it policy, Silicon Valley mints intelligence and calls it progress. Two worlds, same race, one for control, one for creation. And the garage, we keep our eyes on both, because when money and machines start breathing in sync, that's when opportunity roars. We're live from the Peppermill in Reno, Nevada, where the neon buzz never stops and the air smells like adrenaline and bad decisions. But the garage doesn't come here to gamble. We come here to hunt. Down by the blackjack pit, BullX is running recon like a field general. Laptop open, eyes locked on Solana. He's cycling through the holy trinity, GMGN, BullX, and Axiom, the garage-approved toolchain that turns chaos into clarity. GMGN, that's your radar. Every serious trench player starts here. You scan the new Solana pairs, filter by liquidity over $75,000. Watch for wallets stacking under 48 hours and holder counts spiking. GMGN's where you catch the whisper before it becomes a roar. BullX, that's your X-ray. Once something lights up on GMGN, you switch to BullX. Now you're watching the bloodstream. Live trades, whale clusters, sniper entries. BullX tells you if it's smart money or retail noise. If a wallet's dropping into 3 fresh tokens in 30 minutes, that's signal, not luck. Axiom, the sniper scope. When you want timing that feels psychic, this is where you go. Axiom measures velocity, how fast liquidity rotates, and where it's sticking. It catches stealth buys before they hit deck screener, and tracks whale patterns with surgical precision. You don't chase candles, you catch setups. That's how BullX plays. Calculated, patient, lethal. Tonight's Reno trench picks. MasterBOT, 1 week old, still holding strong. Market cap sitting around $11 million. Liquidity steady at 625K, and 7K holders holding the line. LPs locked, taxes low, chatter everywhere. This one's not hype anymore. It's proven survivability. In a market where 99% die in 48 hours, MasterBOT's still moving. That's rare. Headful, the opposite energy. Only 37 hours old, already north of $100 million cap. And a 46K holder army dropping memes faster than the market can price them. Over 32,000 trades in 24 hours. That's not chatter, that's combustion. It's volatile, unpredictable, but the liquidity's real and the community's loud. It's a perfect trench swing. Ride the fire, respect the risk, and keep the exits ready. BullX cycles the tools like a pit crew. GMGN spots it. BullX confirms it. Axiom calls the shot. He's not guessing. He's mapping the war zone one trade at a time. Roulette wheel spinning, slot machine screaming, and right in the middle of it, a man trading data in the heart of chaos. That's the garage difference. We don't play the casino. We use it for ambiance. So yeah, Reno's hot tonight, but Solana's hotter. Because while the rest of the room's chasing luck, the garage is chasing precision, and precision always pays the tab. Back at Garage HQ, the lights are low, the monitors hum, and Lulu's back at command. 4 screens, 4 stories, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and Cardano, all moving, none agreeing. The market's been chaos all day, the kind of chop that makes rookies bleed and veterans smirk. Every candle looked like a promise. Every pump got sold. As Lulu says, when you can't find rhythm, you trade the silence. She points to the 15-minute charts. You can see the indecision clear as a stoplight. Every push meets resistance. Every dip finds buyers. Flick to the 1-hour view, and it's the same thing. Moving averages tangled like jumper cables. RSI flipping bullish to bearish like it's got commitment issues. That's not strength. That's exhaustion. Lulu turns, marker and hoof, and starts calling levels. Bitcoin still boxed tight between 111,000 and 113,000. Break and hold above 113,200, and you open the road toward 115,400, maybe even 117,000 if momentum holds. But lose 110,500 with volume, and it's a slide back to 108,800, possibly 107,000 flat before the next pit stop. Ethereum. Building higher lows, but not enough horsepower yet. You need a clean break and close above 4,060 to light the next run toward 4,140, then 4,250. Drop under 3,980, and it's a quick ride back to 3,860 support. Solana, still wrestling that 200 EMA near the 195 to 197 zone. If Solana punches through 198 and flips it into support, the next runway opens to 202 to 206. But if it fails that ceiling, expect a retrace back toward 188 to 184. Cardano, our little underdog's been dragging the rear bumper all session. Needs to clear 69 to 70 cents to turn bullish again. But if it slips below 66 cents, it's a backslide straight to 63, maybe 61, right back into that ugly congestion zone from last month. Lulu leans back, sips her coffee, and the glow from the monitors paints her face in red and green. See this, she says. Everybody's praying for a breakout that isn't there. This is compression before combustion. It's patience season. That's the garage difference. We don't guess, we wait. We don't chase hype, we time discipline. So here's the takeaway tonight. We're one clean breakout away from a relief run, or one sloppy slip away from another backslide. Either way, we're ready. The market didn't rip tonight. It rattled, and when the market rattles, the garage listens. Because in this game, experience beats emotion every single time. We'll watch the levels, track the signals, and when the break finally hits, we'll already be in motion. Because timing isn't luck, it's training. All right, Garage Gang, that's your Wednesday night market rundown. Charts mapped, trench picks locked, next move loading. You know the drill. Hit the website at gurucryptogarage.guru. Drop your take in the comments, and keep the engines hot for tomorrow's run. I'm Avatar John, signing off from the garage. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and as always,